Meanwhile, the French Prime Minister has invoked his constitutional right to bypass Parliament and force through a labour reform legislation. Demonstrators in Paris have taken to the streets to argue against the executive decision. Riot police and protesters have clashed numerous times in what's been a long-running dispute. The reforms would change the number of working hours per week and make it easier to hire and fire employees.
By applying Article 49, Paragraph 3 of the Constitution, our Constitution, which is the rule that the French people have given themselves to follow, I have decided after the deliberation of the Cabinet on May 10th to call upon the responsibility of the government for the vote on the new reading of the bill regarding labor, the modernization of social dialogue, and security of professional development. The text is the result of the Social Affairs Commission, modified by amendments given to the President.
Well, for more on all this, Peter Humi joins us now live from Paris. Peter, this legislation has been pushed through then, protesters again taking to the streets. How did the numbers compare today to what we've seen in the past?
Well, today, in fact, was the start officially of the holiday season here in France. It was the last day of school when most of the school kids were getting their exam results, and it seems as if some of the union members went AWOL, or at least weren't showing up in great numbers today. Maybe they've started their holidays too. According to police, it was around 7,000 demonstrators, give or take 1,000, and according to the unions that organized the latest, the 12th demonstrations, there were well over 40,000. There's always a discrepancy, but this is fairly typical in all Paris demonstrations. Nevertheless, it was the 12th, as I say, demonstration since March. All the demonstrations take place either on a Tuesday or a Thursday, but now the unions say that there won't be any more demonstrations because of the holidays until, and there's no date yet, but probably until early September, by which time it's extremely likely that the Loi Khomri, the labour reform laws, will be part of the statute books here and will have entered the part of French law within a week or so of today.
So you expect it to come in later in the summer then. Is it surprising that perhaps that the civil unrest has quietened down? What are you expecting to happen over the next few weeks and months?
Well, this law, as unpopular as it appears to be, will be enacted. 49.3, the article that allows any French government to push through legislation without a vote, either in the lower house, where we saw Manuel Valls speaking today, the Assemblée Nationale, or in the Senate, that will give a second reading, but essentially to rubber stamp it. The only thing that might delay this vote going through is if the socialist dissidents themselves pick up enough support to have a motion of censure. At this point, the experts are saying that's highly unlikely. So it's going to be fairly plain sailing for the law. The unions say they'll carry on no matter what it, however long it takes. They'll continue protesting. They'd prefer to negotiate, they say. But so far, both sides are saying the other are not listening. It's a dialogue amongst the deaf, as one newspaper here described it a few weeks ago.
Okay, Peter, thank you very much.